And I have returned. Welcome back. For those of you watching the VODs on YouTube, hello again. We have returned to the land of the Pie Suite and PyBlock. Please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video as cats arrive. For those of you watching live, here's an Ollie. Here's an Ollie. Hello. Hello, my boy. You're really hard to see because you're so gray. Because you're such a dark gray. There you go. You want to go on my lap or do you want to attack my cord? I think yes, he wants to. He wants to attack my cord. That's always going to be the answer there. He doesn't want to be with me. He wants to attack and play with my cord on my doohickey. Oh right. Um sulfur. Yeah, that's a thing. Sulfur. Come on, get extricate thyself. Hello, Ollie. Yes, we've got an Ollie butt. Ollie's backside. Oh boy. So this same thing here as with the other byproducts. It's going to get stacked and then voided. Stacked and then voided. So you're gonna go up ish. Excuse me, but that belt reversed itself all on its own. It's gonna go up, and away. There. Ta-da! That's how we're getting rid of that stuff. And yeah, we have plates. Plates! Molly plates. Yay. We did it. We did it. They exist. The Molly plates. So this will be, of course, S Molly 1. This is going to need a train with a couple cargo wagons. These wagons are going to be, like, very, very limited. And we'll do a little bit of that shenaniganry. This will come in from this way, I guess. I really don't like... Oops. I really wouldn't like having to jump all of these tracks. So I'm going to run this belt here down this line. And that, as they say, is that. Not going to set up the other two right now, the disulfide and the trioxide, but I will have the plates as Ollie is still here. Yes, hello, my Ollie. Hello, my pretty boy. That's a pretty boy. My Oliver Twist. My Oliver Twist, because he's so very hungry. Because he's so very hungry all the time. Always driven by the food. They both like food, though. They're both really into the concept of food. So supply to depot. Full cargo, please, and then circuit condition. And auto magically you will be operating. Oh, right. Would help if that was rotated properly. And I have the D-molly there. The others are just fine. That is the end of the molly build for now. That is the very end of the molly build for now. And since folks are around, I'm going to make sure that the link to the poll has been presented to the chat, because that is a very important poll. As a reminder, I will be, at this point, reconsidering what I will be streaming once we do get to the point of rare earth processing. So this poll will determine what will happen after I go through rare earth processing with my streaming. going forward. The results are not going to be winner take all. It is going to sort of be scaled based off of percentages of what gets what. And you can, of course, choose whatever and however many options you want out of that poll. So if you, say, want me to continue playing, but also would be fine with taking a day or two to play something else, as well as play through this glorious thing, this glorious mess of a rail base, you can do that. You can vote for whatever you want. Vote for whatever you want. Just bear in mind percentages. Where did I park? There. Okay. Way up there. Hello, Ollie. You're sitting up. Ollie's sitting up now. And if he looks like he has like silver-ish stuff on his face, it's because he has silver on his face. He has lighter areas on his face that are not quite as dark gray, so he shines. He shines. He's a shiny boy. He's a shiny boy for being a dark gray. And he's also got tabby stripes, black tabby stripes on dark gray fur. Yeah. Plus he has, of course, the black whiskers, completely black whiskers. A few with some white, but yeah, mostly black whiskers. He blends in. He completely blends in to everything. Which means he also gets the feet quite often, either into his side or onto his paws, because we just don't see him. Because he's Stealth Kitty, and Stealth Kitty ends up getting hurt more often because he's so stealth. Not really hurt, but inconvenienced, shall we say? Inconvenienced. Oh, and now of course he's gone onto the desk because I'm here with all the bots, all the moving things on the screen. So now he's pawing the bots on the screen. He loves the pawing of the little thingies flying across on the screen. And occasionally he won't paw the screen. He'll paw the side of the screen because they're clearly going off the screen. He tries to catch them when they get off the screen. Right? If you can't get them when they're on the screen, surely you can get them when they've gone off the screen, when they've left it, right? Once they've left it, either below or to the side. Yeah. That's how his brain works. Okay, so the next project, now that we have the stuff and the things, the molly, I can actually click that off now. Our next project is phosphates. I'm pretty sure that's the next thing on the agenda, because essentially the order of business going forward is to do phosphates, science, and then we'll do the rare earth stuff, because that's going to give us a few weeks to run this poll. Just for reference, I've started this poll. We've got some time before it becomes relevant, before getting into the rare earth processing. Why stop at rare earth? Because rare earth is one of those processes that is unique to PyBlock that I would like to get through. Yes, of course, King's just added the the completely atrocious uranium ore, the completely and utterly atrocious uranium ore processing from water. Ew. It's like just ew on these numbers. It's just no. No. No on those numbers. But anyway, we are now working on phosphates, and we are going to do exactly this. Exactly this, just not quite 64.82, but 60. 60. 6-0. Yes, my boy, as he lays down right near me, right within my reach to pet him. Yes. Okay. Grand scheme of things, this is already done. All I need are the atomizers at this point. Excuse me, but close. Thanks. All I need is the atomizers, effectively, because that's these two squares right in here. I will be doing my phosphate processing in this square right here. Maybe. Well, we shall see. We shall see. I don't want to use the rocks if I don't have to. The nodes, the resources if I don't have to, but we shall see. We shall see. As I grab my stuff and things. I've got a bit of a mall, by the way. I've got a bit of a set of buildings for my mall. Of course, this time around, this whole playthrough, the idea was to actually make sure that I had a distributed train system and not do everything in my mall like I did in Paidu Valley. Or eventually what Paidu Valley became, which is just do all the hard stuff in the mall and then everything else on the train network. Hard stuff, mall. And stuff that's used exclusively in the mall, it's done in the mall. So, as I had mentioned, this is 30 per second each. This is a prime opportunity to use stacking, so let's do stacking. Like, this is what stacking is meant for. Rather than have 4 belts, I'll have 2 belts. Or actually, I'll have 1 belt in the end, because once we get about to here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge up. Actually, I'm going to merge up way, way back here. Yeah, you're going to merge up right around here. What even is this? I don't know. What is this belt? What is this belt? I don't even. What is this belt supposed to be? Some... Oh, it's... I know what this belt is for. It's, because I copy-pasted this from my combined wood and coal production, this is the line to void the iron oxide from the coal step. Because you can destructive distillation column the wood into coal in a 1-to-1 ratio, and it gives you iron oxide that you have to deal with, as well as tar and the other stuffs. Alright, here we go. This away. This away. All this needs to be trimmed. There you go. Get that for me, thanks. And that will be good. I can just go straight down with this 1 belt now. And then unstack when I need it. Unstack when and where I need it. Right down here. Alright, we've arrived. We've arrived at our destination. I need 44. Well, not quite 44. I need, probably it's 40 to do 50 seeds per second. So I need a few more. A few more of these factories. Just a few of these factories making tree seeds. 42, actually. Yes, 42. 12. 20. 1. It's 42. 21. And then there'll be another line. Yes, yes, bots bringing me things. Speaking of which, actually 40. And it would be 2 belts worth going this way. Wow, I can't believe that actually works. Holy crap. I can't believe it. It actually works correctly as intended. As intended. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can unstack actually all the way back here along with this one. There we go. And if we're gonna have 2 belts anyway, may as well do it this way, right? In. Oh. Do this like you normally would. This way, this way, this way. At least try to conserve some stuff. Some power poles. I don't even know if this does consume power poles. I don't think it actually does. No power. No power. Power. All the things. Alright, you also need, like, outputs, too. That is more than a belt, of course, because of course it's more than a belt. I'm trying to think. I could do something similar here with the 10. I'm also going to do the thing with the lanes. Change the lanes. Yeah. So that'll be, like, quote-unquote, a belt. Right? That'll be a belt. Copy. Paste. That'll be a belt. Add power poles. Sure. Just make sure that everything has the power it so much desires. And then it's this times 2, basically just double the fun. Again, I could stack the tree seeds, but I don't see much of a point to that. I do not see too much point. These seeds will go this way. Why I do not see too much point behind it is because they're going to go into their final destination machines pretty quickly. And the savings just isn't there. It would save some belt, but minor amounts. Nothing that I would be concerned about. Autosave is auto-saving. Also, do I really care about what time it is in game, or do I care about how much time has passed in the game more? I think I care more about how much time has passed in the game. So we're going to set that to time played, so that little window element doesn't necessarily need to be there ever again. So this is now going to be time played displayed. We can see game speed is 1.5. I guess that's the other reason to keep this thing open, is that it's just that it shows the speed, but we're more concerned about game time. Ave has almost missed. Yes, you've missed the first couple of hours of the stream today. The first couple of hours. You've missed kittens. You've missed Dolly doing her stuff, being cute, playing with her toy behind me, climbing, literally jumping up onto the top bar of my green screen behind me, going up here and just jumping onto the top of the bar. And I had to get up and pull her down from the top of the bar because she was just standing on the top of the bar, looking around from way up high. It's like, really? And she brought me her baby and was playing with her baby, her little toy, from the Factorio video last night. The part 2 Factorio. She kept bringing and playing with her toy, and she did exactly that. She did exactly that today. Of course, Ollie has made his appearances, but I think they're played out at this point. I think they're played out. And as for progression in here, I have finished the moly plate production. Moly is flowing. The molybdenum is flowing at this point. Also, you probably already voted in the poll, but just a reminder to keep those votes coming on the poll for what I should do post rare earth production in regards to the stream, as to whether I should continue this. And I, of course, need 25 of these shenanigans. Well, let's actually, of course, 20, 40, 30, 40, 48. How many is it in 48? Is it going to be... What is this going to be with 48? 2... It is 24. Good, so 2 lines of 12. Or 4 lines of 6. That, I think, is a better idea. 4 lines of 6. I'll do it here, I guess. Now, do tree seeds have a fuel value? No. Thank God. Thank God they don't have a fuel value. So I need a solid fuel. How much solid fuel? Wow, 4 coke per second if I fed these coke. Sheesh. How much overproduction of coke do I have out of this? I don't know if it's 4. I'm pretty sure it's not 4. But I might be able to sneak in a thing from over there. But again, that's getting into the realm of I would need to have a source separately of tar. Granted, because I need all this anyway, I could steal from this to do minor adjustments. So, I think it's fine. Oh hey, I got Tholin's stage 1. It's broken entirely, and you can't use it for anything. But I have it now. I can get mining productivity too, as if I can do mining. We can do the ultra fast logistics as if I could even do the blue belts yet. We can get a stack inserter capacity as if I could actually make stack inserters yet. We can make lab research speed as if that matters. We can make electric furnaces as if I have the things to even make that, let alone they're superfluous. I can do vanilla uranium processing. I can unlock the substations. Yeah, so techs are stuff. Techs are stuff. Techs stuff. I removed I didn't have K2 on this vote because I am already doing it on YouTube. Why would I stream a separate thing of Factorio? And I'm not going to stream my YouTube series. So why would I have that on the list? Why would I have that on the list? Why would I have K2 on the list? Crastorio 2 is my YouTube series. I'm on part 2. I've done 2 episodes of it, and I have a part 3. I have a part 3 that will go live later today that I have to actually upload after this stream. But yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. So yeah, the continuing of PyBlock is currently just short of 30%, which means that at the moment, it would only be streamed once per week. That is how I'm doing this right now. And the Angels, looks like at the moment would be twice per week. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing now. I guess I should add the caveat that if the other things besides continuing, if there's a quote-unquote tie between them, and I'm going to say if they're within a 15% range of each other, so say we get within a few points, within like 5 to 10 points, that should be like quote-unquote close enough, and I would do 3 separate things on each stream day. An idea when I move to the new schedule. So this is post Rare Earth, and I'm not going to be doing Rare Earth until after PyScience. I'm not even going to be starting Rare Earth until after PyScience, and to get to PyScience, I need to finish this phosphates. I need to go through the entirety of phosphate processing and make PCB2s, right? And I need to make PCB2s, and then assemble the neural processors from PCB2s and the other Circuit 1 components and the brains. And then I will move on to Rare Earth once I have PyScience going. So we've got that whole side mission of doing PyScience before going into Rare Earth. And then once I get Rare Earth ore, or Rare Earth oxides, I should say, Rare Earth oxides, once those are crafted, shall we say, that's when we'll switch to the next thing. God, this fuel though. What am I going to do? Sure, I'll just add a thingy. Why in the hell not? Why the heck not? I will add tar. Beautiful, wonderful tar production. It'll go there. And that's going to give me the coke, ultimately, that'll feed into this. There. No. There. Extra space. Gotta have that extra space for stuff and things. So that's one line of thingies. That's two line of thingies. That's three line of thingies. No, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. Do it like that. And add an extra space. Cause I need the full throughput of the belt to do 6 like this, so that's how that's gonna go. And they need the fuel. Just like so. LL. That is what I want. That is exactly what I want. Okay. That's the power. On that side, anyway. Input, 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 input. I would hazard a guess and say that within this next hour, I should, at the very least, think that I might be done with this phosphate processing. However, this is just getting the phosphate rocks, right? This is just getting the rocks. I also need more wood to actually process these phosphate rocks. Like, that's the other issue, shall we say, is that this is gonna be needing another 6.5 wood per second to actually process into phosphoric acid. Like, oh god, this is so much wood. This is so much, and you need pure sand, and the source of syngas, and ash. But those I can bring in. I can actually bring those in by train. I'm not at all worried about that. Just like I'm not at all worried about the saline water that I need here to make additional phosphoric acid. This is fine. This is fine. I can bring in wood by train. It's just that that's an even more on the wood that I need. And it sorta does mess me up a little bit because I do need a train station in here as well. Let's not forget about that. Let's get the... Why do I have this twice? Why do I have this like 3 times? Well, anyway, get that placed there. Said place it there, then do that, that. With those signals. Grab all of this, like so, and do that. Oh, I actually have it one too long. Right there. And that, as they say, is that. That should be 24, yep, of those glorious things. Atomizers. I now need this guy. Slash, I need all of that. I need this whole thing. excuse me, but build that. Just add tar and all of the beautiful stuff. And power. Power's good too. There we go. So one of these makes 5 per second of coke. I need a little bit of said coke to do voiding, of which that is this little doohickey here. It does need to be flipped. There's that. That will do the voiding. And this, of course, is the fuel source. I am going to actually route the belt around this time so that I can make absolutely certain that I don't consume all of my space. There. Ta-da! Okay. From here. What? From here, this. From here, this. All this. Pin that. Thanks. We don't quite have exactly 5 phosphate rock, just, again, keeping that in mind. I need, of course, to have the syngas in, as well as have ash in. So 2 of these is fine. And the wood in. So this is perfect, actually. This is perfect. It works wonderfully for me. I need to have 3 outputs, though, that are all fluid. Realistically speaking, I would also have a phosphate rock out, but we'll think about that a bit later. But this is all going to be combined as rocks into the acid, the phosphine, and the phosphorus acid, because there's phosphoric acid, there's phosphine gas, and there's phosphorus acid. The phosphorus acid is only used in, I believe it is in the high-grade lead-silver processing. High-grade lead-silver processing is the only thing that uses phosphorus acid. In the form of the Z3 reagent, Z3 reagent, depending on your proclivities. Yeah, silver lead solution stage 1, so that's part of high grade on that, and that's all. That's the only thing that uses it. So it's like, do you make it on site? Well, no, not when it's all of the everything here just for 5 phosphate rocks, right? So a point I wanted to make is that you need phosphate rocks to actually go into this rare earth processing. You may have noticed that, or if you weren't here for it, the uranium ore processing that has now been added into PyBlock, yeah, it needs a bit of work on its balance, but it uses this stuff, tributyl phosphate, and this is used to make rare earth ore. This is used to make rare earth ore. So if I do a search for rare earth ore, or blah, it brings up the powder when I search for rare earth, but it is crushing the ore. The ore, it can be atomized from fat eye, which is like just laugh at that, or it's ash with tributyl phosphate. Hey, and that makes rare earth ore. Now, tributyl phosphate, the tributyl phosphate comes from the phosphoryl chloride and the N-butanol. N-butanol needs propene and all that good stuff, but the phosphoryl chloride comes from phosphorus trichloride, which is from powdered phosphate rock, aka phosphate rock. And there you go. So you need phosphate processing, initial phosphate processing, to get into any amounts of rare earth ore. Any amounts of rare earth ore. Now, grand scheme, you don't actually need too much rare earth ore. It's actually really difficult to get it from water in PyBlock. It is a lot more difficult to obtain rare earth ore than it is to get the rare earth ore in a standard PySuite game. And the reason for that is in a standard PySuite game, the mining drills for the rare earth ore only need power. You just need to have the node to mine, and you put a mine on it, and there you go. Just give it power. It doesn't take drill heads. It doesn't take any fluid in of any description. It's just add power, and you have rare earth ore. So having this process, this long process here, is for just the rare earth ore, let alone this whole stupid thing for the uranium ore. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. It's a bit much by comparison. So I do need to make sure that I have this pinned, which I do, and I need to close that because Hellmod is buggy right now. Hellmod is just a little bit buggy. I don't know if you've noticed, but hey, we've got phosphate rocks now. Huzzah. I need 3 beautiful jaw crushers. Jaw crushing across the universe into that. This is going to look very similar to the Molly build, isn't it? However, it's not 1-to-1 into the next step, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, that. This will, of course, output stuffs. It outputs 5 per second, so I am just fine with doing this way, I guess. Yeah, you're going to filter out that stone. You're also going to stack that stone and send it to the Voiding Gods. This will look a lot dumber than it actually is. Just that I can get it in there without having to swap anything. And I think... No, I don't need to add anything else, so that's fine. Okay, powdered phosphate. We'll need 5 advanced foundries, or whatever the high-pressure furnaces, that's the thing. That's name I'm looking for. Huzzah, it fits. You are making me some wonderful stuff. It is under what tab now? Always a great question. What tab am I on? What tab are you? What tab are you? Oh, you're making, stuff. This stuff. Oh god, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. This will need a lot in. Like, oh yeah, I also need pure sand as well. I have to build some pure sand. And bring in wood. Like, and bring in ash. This is stuff. Work. We've got work to do. A lot of work to do, actually. So, theoretically, I could do syngas here. It gives ash, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I'm doing those both remotely anyway, so it's just a 10 pure sand per second. That is pretty big. To be completely honest, 10 pure sand per second is a bit. It's 5 of this. It's 5 of this. Um, yeah, so I have to be a little bit careful about where I place my stuff. And I need to have voiding on all of it. I'm just going to extend out like so. So each of these is 2 pure sand per second. That's why I said I need that many. Oh boy, and then which direction am I ultimately gonna go here? Boy, do I go this way? I guess that's fine. Excuse me. Break those things. Paste, paste, paste. And we're good. There's pure sand. The purest. The purest of pure sand. This will need to meet up with and combine with the ash. And it can just go input there. Can input right there. I hope I don't need more space for those 4 DDCs. The destructive distillation columns are a little large. They're on the large side of the everything. Oh yes, and I need steam. And I need steam. Great. I need steam from 2 steam engines. Or boilers, I should say. 2 boilers. There. And that. And that. Steam! Beautiful steam. Okay, I will do that, and that, that, and that, and that, and that. Let's see, break that there, do that, and then I can do the inputs like so. Steam. And the same just reversed on this side. And that is almost that. Of course, this needs wood. This needs a fair amount of wood. Oof. I am in need of inserters. I am in great need of inserters. Well, in the meantime, let's get to a point where my bots are able to deliver for me. And that should be right in this zone down here as I do some adjustments. This, I guess, can stay as it is. Yeah, this can stay as it is as one of my fluid inputs. I do need a fluid, or fluid output, I should say. One of 3 out of fluid. I need a fluid in, though. I need basically this, except it needs to exist from one of these dealios. Do I need to shift this? Yes, I do. I need to shift this tile. And that lets me have stuff coming from this top line going all the way down into these. That's what that allows for. This is not the spacing I need, though, I think. This actually... this probably makes the spacing a lot more tedious. Just getting rid of all this belt that I don't need. Excuse me, but that was not my intention. Deleting all of that stuff. I am running Train Supply Manager. Train Supply Manager, that's what I have. That's what I use on the regular. I use Train Supply Manager. I have not truly used LTN. I have not done the usage of that thing. Okay. Yeah, so the thing about the spacing. The thing about the spacing, this line basically does not exist. That's my point. This line does not exist. It cannot remain as it is. That can go as well. I need that times 3. Oh, great. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Yeah, fantastic. I'm going to do that, just because what I can do is I can actually have it like that, and that works. That actually works. Yes, that works fine. And I of course need the one from over here, and we need one more. That's going to be the actual requester station. Yeah, that can exist there. This will be an actual requester station. The others are actually not these. They're just regular old stations, but this one is one of these stations that is going to have an output. And hey, it actually has the proper name. This will be our syngas at phosphates 1. This will be phosphorus acid supply 1, S-phosphine 1, and S-phosphoric acid 1. This one will be requesting the wood at phosphates 1, And this one will be requesting the ash at phosphates 1. Okay. Name. It's fixed now. From what I can tell, it's fixed now. I'm so happy. Train supply manager has managed to fix that issue we've been having. So yes, wood and ash. Glorious, wonderful, beautiful ash. Okay, and then logistics on the ash. So that is here. Ash is here, wood is here. They need to be separate, so that's fine. I can keep these separate. Do I still have the copy? No. I need from down here. This little booger. What are those box-looking things over? Huh? Oh, over the pipes? I don't know what you're referring to. What box-looking things over the pipes? I mean, these are multi-purpose pipes. These are the pipes themselves. And the sink holes, like this is just the pipes. This is multi-purpose pipes, and these are pumps. And this is the train supply. This is the bulk rail loaders mod. Bulk rail loaders. Yes, box pipes. They're multi-purpose pipes. That's just the pipe. It's just a pipe. That's the sprite, the art that Pandon went with when he added multi-purpose pipes as the top end pipe, better than the niobium pipes. So the pipe to grounds have a pipe to ground underground distance of 48 units. They are the best on the distance, and all of the multipurpose pipes are completely immune to impact damage, so you cannot destroy them with errant running around of cars. Vehicles. Your vehicles will not destroy them. That is their primary benefit. Outside of the extra length, of course. They are good thingies. They are good thingies. And yes, I consider them to be not beautiful. They're not beautiful. They're not the same level as the niobium pipes. To say the least, they are definitely not niobium pipes. That's for sure. My main complaint / my only real complaint with them is that the intersection is identical to the pipe to ground. So, with regular pipes, what you end up with on the intersections is something a bit more seamless. Like this looks okay. I like this. This is fine. This is pretty to me. This looks pretty. But the moment you add in an intersection, you get a box. You get a box. A box that is identical to the pipe to ground box. So, what you end up with in more complex scenarios, and I have illustrated this previously with very complex scenarios, is that, say you have something like this. What if you make a mistake and that is a pipe to ground? What if you make a mistake while doing this and you have an errant pipe to ground where you should have a regular pipe? You can't tell by sight that you have made an error in a complex mess such as this. You cannot tell that this is an error, that this is a pipe to ground rather than a pipe. It just... It does not... They are identical sprites. So, that's my primary concern, is there is that little usability slash user experience issue there. But anyway, let's give power. I said let's give power. There we go. We have gibbed the power. Also, why you no go? Oh. Yeah. That's why you no go. That would be why you no go. I did not copy all of the belts. And don't worry about everything loading onto a single lane. It won't matter. It will not matter. It's fine. It is perfectly okay. It will output just fine, the exact amount I want. And then we get into all of the other logistics. Yes, get that syngas in now. I can't believe we're almost done. By the way, we're almost done. In case you're wondering. So this is syngas. Hello. Syngas. Syngas is in coal processing near the bottom, right here. Bring in that syngas for me, please. And it should be, like, really nearby. Really nearby, as in from here. So there's the syngas train. It won't need to arrive all that often, but I do need to make sure that it is wired. Speaking of which, these don't need wires. And these absolutely need wires. Okay, we have stuff. We should be making phosphorus acid now. We are, and then we are making the phosphine with phosphoric acid. One more step. One more thing. There's always one more thing. Mixers. This last step is technically optional because you do need phosphine and you need phosphoric acid. But yeah, I have this to overflow phosphine. This is my way that I deal with excess phosphine. Is just overflow valve it into mixers doing phosphoric acid. This is a 1-to-3 ratio of phosphine into phosphoric acid. You get 3 times as much phosphoric acid as phosphine in. There is another recipe that is simply phosphine to phosphoric, but you actually lose in that one. You have, I think it's half the amount of phosphine as phosphoric acid in that recipe. I forget off the top of my head where is my high pressure furnaces, because that's what that recipe is done in. Oh no, it's not half. It's 5-to-4. So you lose 10 units of your phosphine gas to go into the phosphoric acid. So clearly doing 1-to-3 is a lot better than that, right? 1-to-3 is a heck of a lot better. So that's why I prefer doing this recipe. And I'm going to do this right in here. I need how many of these? 3. 3 mixers. The spacing is arbitrary, I think. And it's making... It's HCl, that's the thingy. Yeah, that one. it's technically a hydrogen chloride recipe, but yeah, we know better than that. This is a phosphoric acid recipe, not a hydrogen chloride recipe. Like, just no. Hydrogen chloride is a byproduct of this recipe. Uh, Now, in a standard pie game, if you have a decent supply of the phosphate rocks, then sure, this could be a decent way of getting into hydrogen chloride, but no. Hi. Hello, it's my Ollie. He's joined me. You want my lap? Yes, he just came to my lap of his own volition. Of his own volition. Yes, hello. Hello, yes, my Ollie. My Ollie. My wonderful Ollie. I don't know if you can see Dolly's gift to me on my arm from earlier in the stream. It's it's now easier to tell. It's a little shiny because I put medicine on it, but yeah, that red mark right there, that was Dolly's gift to me today while streaming. I need a gas vent for right there, and we're good. I need a overflow valve for the input of the stuffs. Yes, hi Ollie. Are you gonna climb? Are you gonna climb me? Climb this mountain? I need 150 saline. Okay. This is, or 125, I should say. That is going to come from glorious and beautiful stuffs. Where's the stuffs? That's the stuffs. Great, right. The hell mod. If I want to do this, I need to like add a production block that's linked and be like, hey, saline, give me that, and it's a linked block. So don't lick that. No, stop. Don't lick. Don't lick the zinc medicine. It's bacitracin. It's like neosporin. He licked it. He licked it. What are you doing? What are you doing licking medicine? I know you're nice. You're trying to lick my wound and make it better, but hey, don't. Not when it's got the medicine on it. I need that medicine more than you do. I need my medicine on me rather than in you. All right, so this is gonna need just 2. Okay, it needs 2. Oh, hi. There he. Ow. Just slapped with his ass. Okay. So I need what? I need this build. This build right. Yeah. Water included. Oh, hey, it fits, but not that rotation though. I don't want that rotation. I need that's a fine by me rotation. Okay. Sure. We'll have it this way. Ooh, perfect spacing. That's nice. The tar from above. Probably not that far above. Over this way, please. Well, she just managed to get me as she was jumping down to get a toy that had fallen or something. She was jumping from the back of the chair down to the floor and used my arm as a step to go down, and her rear claw got me uh, as she was going down. So it wasn't like uh, actual malice was not malice, wasn't even like play swiping. It was just I'm jumping and using my claws to jump, and you just happened to be there as I was going down. So, yeah, that that's a thing. That's what happens. It's what happens with kittens, especially Dolly. She does not know how to not use her claws. She simply does not know how to not use her claws yet, or that she needs to not use her claws all the time for everything. So those claws are out. Ollie's learned this at this point, mostly. Oh god, what am I going to get next? I don't even. Yeah, Ollie has not been using his claws for like kneading. The cats do this like kneading thing with their front paws all the freaking time. He's not using his claws for that anymore when he's doing it on you, which yes, they do it on you. Um and he's not using it when he's climbing on me anymore, on people in general. He's learned that, but Dolly has not. She's she's claws out all the time, and yeah, lots of scratches, lots of pokes, lots of pokes, and try as we might, she's not learning. She is not learning. Right, that has its stuff. Yay, everything has beautiful power, and this needs to hook up with the actual phosphine to overflow in, but it's not going to necessarily overflow at this point because it's got enough phosphoric acid to work with now. So we'll bring that down, and we will bring the phosphine down. We do not need to bring the phosphorus acid down yet. That would be this one here. Just because it's unnecessary. It is completely unnecessary at this point. This is the phosphine. And this doohickey is the phosphorus. Or phosphoric, excuse me, phosphoric acid. And it goes there. Ta-da! Phosphoric acid and phosphine gas. Right there. We did it. I can't believe it. We did it with time to spare. Actually, time to spare to put in trains. Like, what is this? Progress? Progress? In my PyBlock? What? Never. Alright, that is that. That's actually not as much space as I was anticipating it was going to be. I'll be completely honest. That is not as much space as I thought it was going to be. However, thinking grand scheme of things, as we go on, this is problematic. Why? Because this is 3 squares? 3 squares worth of stuff that I need for this with additional wood being brought in? Yeah, it's not good over time. Because this is only 5 phosphates being processed per second. Only 5. Less than 5, actually. Like 4.8, I think, is the actual amount. Why is that problematic? Because we need significantly more than that. We need significantly higher values on the phosphine and the phosphoric acid. Significantly more than that as time goes on. And that's going to be a lot of performance sunk into getting phosphates as we go. Now, how does it improve over time? Well, as it turns out, with there being options to get the phosphate rocks, because a lot of this comes down to just what's the infrastructure for getting the phosphate rocks, that infrastructure does decline as we get into higher mark level items, as well as we get into better biotic processes. So right now we're basically capped on the wood. Like this is one of, if not the best possible wood recipe that we have, and it won't change through the entirety of the game, because it's the better recipes involve throwing fertilizer at this, and we're not going to be throwing fertilizer at this. Um, so that does mean that this doesn't scale as well as you go across the whole of the game. Getting meat scales very wonderfully towards the later phases of the game, as technically does the whole of the other part, the other recipe, which is the bone meal plus collagen recipe to get both rocks plus phosphoric acid. That would also scale quite well as you get into higher output recipes from those biotic processes. Just to make that clear. However, it is going to be very painful getting to that point and having enough stuff and enough scale to get to that point to begin with. So just we have to keep all of these things in mind. That is just a general design principle behind a lot of the stuff in the Pi Suite, is that it is very painful to get to the next phase of the game, but once you are at the next phases, the previous stuff that was difficult becomes easier, and you now have a new set of difficult things that you have to build and live with it being that difficult, which end up also tending to be even more difficult if you haven't upgraded that back end stuff yet. So if you only make a trickle and you keep it a trickle, it makes an even slower trickle on the new trickles that you need going forward. And yeah, that's the whole design philosophy in a nutshell for the Pi Suite. As I put everything down noisily. All right, so I need to figure out like how much stuff is going to go into these wagons, because that is going to be a killer. So this is phosphoric. Oh, I didn't name the doohickeys. D-phosphine 1 and D-phosphoric 1. Not 12, 1! Phos. If I can type S to D at fluid count of phosphoric acid, which is under Pi High Tech, greater than, or yes, when it is greater than or equal to a value of 3,000, we'll go ahead and go, and this, of course, needs to be set to circuit condition, and it has filled with at least that much stuff. Cool. I have stepped out of my logistic zone very briefly, so of course now they all disappear. They're all running away from me. And this is phosphine. S to D on the phosphine. We need to do a fluid count of greater than or equal to of phosphine. We'll just say of 3,000 here, and circuit condition that, and it's going to do a big loop, and when it comes back, it should basically have the amount that it needs. Bear in mind that I think you end up with more phosphoric acid. I'm pretty sure. Than the phosphine. Yes, you end up with twice as much phosphoric acid than the phosphine in this phosphorus acid into phosphoric and phosphine process. So, if you only need the phosphine, you need to make sure that you end up actually voiding the excess phosphoric. But if you are using all of your phosphoric and you aren't using as much phosphine, then this process absolutely is great because it converts that phosphine directly into phosphoric for you at a 1 to 3 ratio. So instead of being 50 phosphoric here per cycle, you end up with, or instead of being 20 phosphoric here per cycle, you end up with 50 phosphoric equivalent, which is nifty. Unfortunately, you cannot go the other way around. You cannot go backwards. Cannot go backwards. So as for what uses phosphoric, well, phosphoric acid is used to make etching solution directly, and this is going to be one of your biggest consumers of the phosphoric acid. You also need aluminium pulp stage 1 in order to continue into circuit 2s. You need it to get into circuit 2s. So that is also phosphoric locked. You need to make sure that you do this. Um, you also need to go to the next step, which is pulp 2, because pulp 2 is what makes molten aluminium. And then you'll be flooded with aluminium for the rest of the game, basically, if you, even just going that far, because aluminium is not used in great numbers in the grand scheme. Cumene, skip entirely. Do not consider doing this. Like, if you even remotely are okay with the concept of using the VatBrain biocomputer, absolutely do VatBrain biocomputing first and pick up the recipe that gives you the the stripped distillates plus titanium tetrachloride recipe for the cumene. This one, this one unlocks at a Blue Science Tech. VatBrain it before doing it, and it's absolutely worth doing it to get into the phenol plus acetone recipe. Um, yeah, and then of course you get a big phosphoric acid demand once you get into the graphene roll requirement of circuit threes. That's that's another big expense of phosphoric acid is when you are getting into the circuit threes. So circuit twos and beyond with etching solution, circuit threes with graphene and etching solution, and of course, circuit 2 is also the aluminium pulp 1 is your phosphoric uh, expense. Now, phosphine also gets used for circuit 2s in the form of the light and doped silicon, uh, which is fine. That's a use for your phosphine, so you don't back up on it, ideally. And it gets, of course, used in the quantum dots at the very, very late phase of the game. Quantum dots are a space science ingredient. They are a space science ingredient. So this is the very end of the game. You're only using your phosphine effectively for light and dope silicon in the end. Only used for this. Or making more phosphoric. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as we go forward here. Speaking of which, we are now officially finished with our initial phosphate processing. From here, I didn't think it would be this quick, by the way, but from here we're going to be working directly on the the stuff, the pi science. Yes, that's the word that I'm looking for. Pi science is what we are working on next. Now, this ultimately means that we need neuroprocessors, which also means that we need PCB2s. So this is ultimately what we are working on when we meet next, is going into the PCB2s, or printed circuit substrate, tier 2. This beautiful stuff requires etching solution, which is why we've done the phosphoric acid. We will need lard, we will need sulfuric acid, and we will need hydrogen peroxide for this stuff, which is a lot of work to actually set all this stuff up. It is a decent amount of a build. It is a pretty big build for this. And speaking of which, etching solution gets used in several things. So this is a candidate to have a separate build for. So we'll be doing etching solution first and on its own when we next meet, as part of the path getting into the circuit PCB2s. The phenolic boards are also quite a bit of stuff, but we have most of it. We need to make phenol, but that's pretty easy to make. The ammonia is now easy to make. It's fine. And of course, the nylon will be another big decision as to which method we will make nylon, because this is a very viable method if I maintain my supply of nichrome. This is a very viable method if I maintain my supply of chromium. All of this stuff can basically be done on site. I hate blood meal though, because it is the blood, but we have builds for blood. Like we have these. This is blood. This is all the blood. All of the blood right here. In fact, not even excess blood, but because it's all going into urea right now. But yeah, it's like we've got blood. But anyway, it is now past the turn of the hour, which means it is time to end off the stream here. It is time to end the stream. Just a reminder for folks who are watching live, I do have a poll currently running for what I should do once I get through rare earth processing, bearing in mind that that is going to be what follows after getting into PyScience. So all of this work to get into PyScience is next. That will take several streams, at least two. I am anticipating at least 2 or 3 more streams, which would be another full week, before even starting on rare earth processing, which would again likely take another stream or 2 after that. So it's couple weeks-ish for the running of this poll. For those watching the VODs on YouTube, the poll should be linked in the description below. And yeah, make sure you vote on that. I've got lots of stuff now going on with Factorio. This is ideal, actually, to have more than just the Pie Suite as content for the channel. What would be even more ideal would be to have people watching more than just Factorio on my channel, but, you know, steps. It takes steps to get there. So with that, again, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you are watching the VODs on YouTube, please be sure to do all of the engagement and social stuff below the video. You can, of course, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/otakushowboat. You can support Pyanodon's mods development at patreon.com/Pyanodon, and myself at patreon.com/otakushowboat. I will, of course, see you all on the next one.